Hello everyone, welcome to Mathematics Lecture series. Our topic is mean value theorem. Examples on mean value theorem. X is equal to x square on 1 3 closed interval 1. This is defined on this interval closed interval 1 3, and f of x is also differentiable. You can see here this is a curve. We can draw a tangent line. So this is differentiable on 1 3. Here f of 1 is equal to 1 and f of 3 is equal to 3 square 9. Here if x we replace 1, so 1 square is equal to. So by the mean value theorem we have to find the slope of secant line by this f of b minus f of a over b minus a. So f of b is of course 9 and f of a is equal to 1. Here of course b we consider 3 if we compare with this. So if a is equal to 1, so 9 minus 8 by 2 is equal to 4, slope of secant line. So by mean value theorem this 4 is equal to f prime c, and by which we have to find c, and it must be belongs to open interval 1 3. So here f prime c means we have to taking derivative of this f prime x, which is equal to 2x. Here 2x f prime c means we have 2c is equal to 4. So we have c is equal to 2 and c is equal to belongs to this interval 1 3. So this is the value for which we have f of b minus f of a over b minus f prime is secant line is equal to parallel to tangent line. Slope of secant line is equal to slope of tangent line. Similarly, f of x is equal to square root x. This is a graph of square root x, and interval given interval is 1 4. So square root x is, you can see there is no jump, there is no any cut, there is no gap. So this is a continuous in the interval 1 4, and this is a smooth curve. And so we can draw a tangent line which is means it is differentiable in open interval 1 4. Here f of b, if we compare, we can say a is equal to 1, b is equal to f of 4 is equal to square root 2, square root 4 is equal to 2, f of a, f of 1 is equal to 1. Slope of secant f of b minus f of means 2 minus 1, b minus a means 4 minus 1, and it is must be equal to f prime c. So f prime c is equal to 1, by which we have to find c. So f prime, first we find the f prime x, so 1 over 2 under root x, derivative of square root x, and x replaces c, lost first 1 over 2 under is equal to 1 by 3 by this condition. So here if we take into by cross multiplication, and under root x is 3 by 2, so 3 taking squaring both sides, so c is equal to 9 by 4, and 9 by 4 belongs to open interval 1 by 4, by which we have this condition, means slope of tangent is equal to slope of secant line. Here you can see that statement of mean value theorem. F is function, any function which is defined on interval closed interval a bit is continuous differential, then f of b minus f of b minus a is equal to f prime c, and c must be belongs to open interval. This is given open interval a b. Here sin x 0 pi interval, there is a curve of sin x branch, any one branch in between 0 to pi. This is a continuous and this is smooth, so in differentiable in open interval. So both two conditions satisfy by sin x. Here we see the value of f of b, f of b. So this is, we consider a 0 a, and pi b. If we compare this main definition, so f of x sine x, so f of b f of pi sine pi is equal to 0. Sine 0 is f of a, so f of 0, so it is equal to 0. So slope of secant f of b minus f of over b minus a, where f of b is 0, 0, pi minus 0, so slope of secant is 0. Here we see it is equal to f prime c. F of x sin x cos x means cos 0, cos c is equal to must be 0, means slope they are equal. We have to find the c, so c is equal to pi by 2. C is equal to pi by 2, it belongs to open interval. By mean value theorem we have to find the value of c pi by 2. If you write cos x is equal to cos pi by 2 is equal to, of course, 0. Here equal to slope of secant line. F of x is equal to e power x on 0 1. See the graph. So f is continuous, there is no any jump or any disturbance, so this is a continuous on the interval 0 1. It is a smooth or differentiable. Here f of b means f of 1 is equal to e power 1, f of 0 e power 0 is equal to 1. So slope of secant f of b minus f of a e minus 1, b minus 1 minus is equal to e minus 1, of course e minus 1 over. So by this condition we have to find the c belongs to 0 to 1 such that f dash c is equal to e minus 1. By mean value theorem we have to find the c value in all questions. F prime x is equal to e power x, so e power c, here f prime c e minus 1, so e power c is equal to e minus 1. Here taking both sides log, so c is equal to ln e minus 1. So here c ln e minus 1, if it, this is of course belongs to open interval 0 to 1. So for this we will have f prime c is equal to e minus 1. This condition holds. By mean value theorem we have to find the c. So f of x ln x on interval 1a, this is 1e, it's a graph of log x. In graph there is no disturbance, there is no any jumping, there is no any cut, so therefore f is a continuous on 1a. And also in that domain, that interval, it is smooth, we can draw the tangent, so it is differentiable. Now we have to require according to theorem f of b minus f of means f of e f of 1 value at this end point and this initial point. F of e means log e is equal to 1. F of 1 means log 1 is equal to 0. So slope of secant y f of b minus f of a 1 minus 0 over x2 minus 1, so e minus 1 over e minus 1. This is must equal to f prime c is equal to 1 over e minus according to definition of mean value theorem. And we have to find this c belongs to open interval 1a. So for this first find f prime c, f dash 1 over x, so 1 over c is equal to 1 over e minus 1. So it implies c is equal to e minus 1. So by mean value theorem c is equal to e minus 1, for which we have f prime c is equal to 1 over e minus 1. And this c e minus 1 belongs to open interval 1a. Another example, f of x square minus 2x on minus 1. Observe the graph between the interval minus 1 to 1. This is a continuous, you can see there is no jump, no disturbance, so it is differentiable because there we can draw, there are It's a smooth curve. We can draw two tangents here. So by mean value theorem, first find f of b minus f of a. B minus, here a is equal to minus 1, b is equal to 1. So f of b, f of 1, here x replace 1 power 4 minus 2, 1 minus 2 is equal to minus 1. Find the value of function at the point a, means minus 1. F of minus 1, minus 1 power 4 plus 1 minus 2, so minus 1. Here must be slope of secant. Now f of minus f of b minus 1 minus f of a minus 1. Here b minus 1, here b is 1, so minus, here a is minus 1, so minus 1 plus 1 is 0. So we have to find c is for which this condition holds. F prime x 4x cube minus a derivative of this function 4x cube minus 4x, here 4x square, so x is equal to 0. Here this one is equal to 0, so we have two values, x is equal to 0 and another x plus minus, but 0 just belongs to interval minus 1 1, and this one a plus minus 1 is not belongs to open interval. So we have c is equal to 0 by mean value theorem, for which this condition solves f of b minus f of b minus f prime c. So here mean value theorem, f function is defined on open interval. If it is continuous, it is different open interval, and f of b minus f of a over b minus f prime c. Now by using this condition we have to find the c. Here f of x 1 by x, so this is a graph of 1 over x on interval 1 3. Of course this graph is continuous on 1 3 and it is also differentiable. So here find the value at the end point, f of 3 1 over x, x replace with 3, so 1 by 3, f of 1 1. Slope of secant 1 by 3 minus 1, f of b minus f of a over b minus 3, so 1 by 3. So this 1 by 3 must be equal to f prime c 1 by 3, and we, for this condition, this is by mean value, so we have to find c, value of c, and this must be belongs to 1 3. So what is f prime c? Taking derivative of 1 over x, so minus 1 over x, here apply x, this one is equal to f prime x is replaced with c, so minus 1 over x square, or minus 1 over c square is equal to minus 1 by 3, so x square is equal to 3, so c is equal to square root 3. By mean value theorem, c is equal to square root 3, and we have to find this value. F of x is equal to mod x on interval minus 2 to 2. You can see this is continuous but not differentiable. X is equal to 0. It's not a smooth. We cannot drive a tangent line or slope of tangent line. So mean value theorem does not, because second conditions not fulfilled. So although we have this f of minus 2 is equal to 2 and f of 2 is third condition, this will hold. So the function is not different, minus not different at 0. A mean value theorem does not apply in that interval minus 2 to 2. Mean value theorem. So last example, f of x square on interval minus 1 to 1. Here f of b means f of 1 x replace, so it is equal to, say, f of minus 1 minus 1. Slope of secant f of b minus f of a b minus a, which is equal to 2. So f prime c must be equal to 2 by mean value theorem. Here f prime c means f prime 2x plus 2 is equal to 2x is equal to 0, means c is equal to 0, and this is belong to this open interval minus 1 to 1, for which we have secant line is equal to slope of tangent line. Slope of secant line is equal to slope of tangent line. Thank you very much. Kindly subscribe the channel as you will have more video on mathematical concept.